between Mr. Biya and Ahidjo is close to 65 years that the Francophones have had the presidency. And I felt like other Cameroonians also spoke to a couple of Francophones, that Francophone political leaders and civil society leaders, and they believe that it's time for an Anglophone candidate. I've personally spoken to the Anglophone candidates who are running for election. I mean, the three Anglophone candidates are people that I interact with them on first name terms. I had spoken to them a long time ago, and even now, that there is a need for them to come together. Because if we want to pitch the idea of having an Anglophone candidate, they have to be seen to at least be talking to each other. I mean, if they don't agree, I don't want to go into personal discussions that I've had with them. Some were willing, others were not willing to have this conversation. But I also think, just like for the general Cameroonian voters to putting pressure on the opposition, I think that Anglophones also, we have to put pressure on Osi, Akere, and Atheki to sit. Perception of unity is always very important in politics and in the social media age. They might have a first meeting without agreeing, but let them start talking. Because when they come together, they constitute a formidable force. They can use that as a bargaining chip when they are meeting the other Francophone candidates. So they are already three. We have how many? We have 12 candidates, not so Mr. Biya and 11 others. So if three of them are already agreeing, it's already a force to reckon with. But if the three don't agree, taking into consideration the fact that we don't have a huge voting population, then it becomes a problem. Equally also, Mr. Leo, it's not just having an Anglophone candidate. I'm not saying that the candidate is Anglophone for the sake of it, but I think we have competent Anglophones amongst the three who are running. But equally also, Leo, if you notice in this election cycle, the issues that touch and concern Anglophones, they are not really prioritized in this election. I'm not saying that the issues that touch and concern Anglophones are not issues that affect Cameroonians also, okay? Within the context of the question, I see from where I'm standing, it seems as if we have not asserted ourselves. And as is often said, if you are not on the table, you'll be in the menu. I give you a simple example, okay? The Douala team.
Yes, the group of Douala.
There's no Anglophone in the team. I spoke to one of the members, I had a meeting with one of the members in here, and I'm like, how can you explain to me that these are things that we've been complaining about, and you guys were not conscious of the fact that there is the need to have an Anglophone in that team? He gave me some reasons which, in the words of Bibi, they were just reasons, they were not plausible.
Okay.
And then they recruited another person who contacted me in a discussion. I'm like, why don't you guys have an Anglophone? And he said, well, we are trying to work towards having one. But it is an afterthought. You understand? Either because they don't put us in perspective, or we as Anglophones also, we have failed to assert ourselves.